server and all those things, any running, like any program running and all those things? Till now, okay, everyone has submitted their tasks. Not an issue. Then, okay. Yeah, anyone can tell me if you are facing any issues regarding solving any problem? Yes or no? Installing XAMPP server, anything, installing the programming, folding, like placing the folders and all those things. No? Sure. Okay, so I guess all of you did that last one, something regarding create a form according to page number, that is 148, 149, and 150. How many of you have done that program, that form, creation of form? Quick response in the chat box, please. How many of you have done that thing? Done, sir. Okay, next. Only Padma has done. Okay. Okay. Okay, so today also we are going to see one more example regarding form creation only, but it's something, an actual registration form, something like that. Fine, just a minute. Screen visible? Okay, so first of all, how to create a form, that we have seen in today's back lecture session. Now we are going to see some of the other points as well. So first of all, any form is something regarding, is something like a form validation is required. Form validation means if you are going to apply digits in place of name, it should throw an error. If you apply some string in the column of mobile number, then it will show some errors. So what are these errors? So for that, form validation is required for that. And another purpose also for form validation is some security purpose and all. So first of all, I guess this is the thing that we have seen while we are seeing regarding super globals, that is a server and PHP self. Now what PHP self actually does, it returns the file name of the currently executing script. While it returns the file name of the currently executing script, like it should be 1.php, 3.php, anything, it should return that thing. What is the HTML special characters function? It function converts the special characters to HTML entities. This means that it will replace HTML characters like this greater than equal to with this end lt and end gt. Fine, maybe if you are going to copy paste anything directly from a PDF file, so for that purpose, wherever this signs are going to occur, in place of that, this end lt and end gt is will be applied. Like end lt will be like lower than, and gt will be greater than. Fine, this greater than means it's the end of that particular folder, and lt means is the starting of that particular script. End of the particular script and starting of the particular script. Fine, maybe you all are aware those things, that how this actually happens. It prevents the attackers from exploiting the code by injecting HTML or JavaScript code, that is cross-site scripting attacks in the forms. Then comes is your PHP form security. Variable can be the server PHP self variable can be used by the hackers. PHP self is used in your page, then a user can enter a slash and then the same cross-site scripting commands to execute. Cross-site scripting is a type of computer security vulnerability typically found in the web applications. We are not going to see deeply about these things, just an introductory part only. XSS, that is the cross-site scripting, enables the attackers to inject the client-side script into web pages viewed by other users. For suppose this is an example, assume we have the following form in a page name, that is test.formphp. Find form method post, then action php echo server php self. Now if a user enters the normal URL in the address bar like http example.com test.formphp, the above code will be translated to this particular formation. Fine. If a user enters the normal URL in the address bar, if a user is going to enter such thing in a proper address bar, then the above code will be translated to this particular formation. Which code? That is this particular code. You can see here action is equal to php echo server php self. Now what is this php self of the server? We have already seen that it's something actually relates with the file name that you are currently working on. Fine. Here you can see php self is a global variable that returns the file name of the currently executing script. So if we are going to run this thing, automatically it will detect this formation, that is action equal to test form.php. Then comes consider that a user enters the following URL in the address bar. Like if a person is going to enter such a type of things, form method, the output is going to be like form method action, and this is going to be a script. Now what is this script? You can see here after that this the script alert method. That is an hack method will be hack function method, and alert message is going to show you. Script, it is something we can say alert is something, it's a pop-up on that page will appear. Fine. You can see here this code adds a script tag and an alert command. When the page loads, the JavaScript code will be executed. This is just a simple and harmless example how the PHP self variable can be exploited. Be aware of that any JavaScript code can be added inside the script tag. Fine. Any JavaScript code can be added inside the script tag. Any script tag. Fine. For example, if a hacker can redirect the user to a file on another server, and that file can hold the malicious code that can alter the global variables or submit the form to another address to save the user data. How to avoid this server PHP self exploits? By using this function like HTML special class, where we have seen that any greater than less than equations are going to convert into end LT and GT formation. Fine. You can see this is the actual form we got, and when we are going to specify this HTML special chars, special characters. Fine. So this is going to be the final output. You can see here dot php, after that end lt, whenever it starts with, then this gt lt script end lt alert hacked and all those things will be applied. Fine. In such formatter it actually appears. Now what it is the meaning for this? It just for to avoid any exploitation for security purpose only, so that it couldn't harm, no harm should be done. Fine. As example, if something like if you are going to have those things, for an example, take any other PHP file, direct PDF, and just to try to directly copy from there. Then you can see this type of things will going to appear. Now this is an example. That's a whole PHP form example is this. Now what we have seen here. This is the PHP file we have started. Now we have defined all these variables with $name, email, gender, comment, and website as an empty values. Fine. You can see here we have defined the variables into an empty values. Now what if server request method equal to post? You have to take these numbers. You have to take their inputs like name input, where you have to take the input from the post. Then you have to take the input of email from post in similar fashion for website, comment, and gender. Fine. These are the things that you have to take. Now, this is the function, that is the test input function we have created. Now, what in this thing we are going to put down? We are simply going to put out as an HTML special characters, that means for explanation purpose. If something like trimming should be applied, strip slashes, these are some different functionalities that if any extra space will be there, it will just remove those spaces and all. Okay, this is the formation of the HTML whole file. ఏమైంది? మెసేజ్ వస్తుంది. Okay, this was a simple example. You can see here, this is the form creation in H2 format. Then again, the form method is post action PHP HT special case we have used here. Then name, email, website, comment, and gender we have taken in the formation of form. After that, we had created the PHP form where you have to print all these values. Fine. Okay, so today's task and for maybe for tomorrow's task is okay, fine. First of all, we'll okay, this was an example. Fine, simple example. This is what we have taken. It's a simple PHP file. Fine, it's a simple PHP file. What we have done, we have created first of all the values as null values, that is empty values. Now, whenever the post method is going to be executed, you have to take all these values, that is name, email, website, comment, and gender. Fine. If you are not going to present these two things, it's fine. But just return dollar data also, it's enough. Just you have to create a function, because here the test input function is taking the values for that purpose. And this is the simple way, like yesterday, 2 days back, when you have created a small example, there were only two fields, name and submit, while in this you got another fields as well, that is name, email, website, and comment. So this is the thing that is remain as it is, same as it is, nothing changes. This is the only thing we have changed. Fine. Then comes is something when your PHP forms are required fields. Required fields means what? When all those things are required. If you are presenting if you are presenting five space, like for name, for email, website, and name, mail, website, gender, age, and all those things, then all those things are required. Maybe you are aware of this, the forms, like there's a star formation is there at the end of any block. That star means form, those are the required fields. For that required field, again I'll just tell you. See, this is again the same thing, the same example we have taken. Not going to look for this dot style functionality. We'll see later on what is this thing. Again, the same simple thing. We have variables and set to empty values. Fine. Then it's a name, again empty values, name, email, and all those things. What is this? Name errors, email error, gender error, and website error. That means if something error occurs, for that also we have taken as an empty values. Then again the same thing, if the server request method is equal to post, simply you have to take as an input only, but you have to apply this in an if else conditions. That means if, for suppose, that's the working of required. What if I am not going to specify name? In this case, what it actually does, in this case, it actually does is that even if the name is empty, it will take. Fine, it is not going to show you any error. But in this case, if something error occurs, that means if name is not present, then it will show an error that name is required. But if you enter, then the dollar name will show you the name value. Fine. Are you able to just getting into this point that what it is this actual code actually showing you if block? If the server it is take will the post method, and then if the empty, if the name value, that is this dollar name, sorry, this dollar name is equal to null, then it will show you an error as name is required. Otherwise it will directly take the dollar name value. Similar fashion for email, website, comment, and gender. Then again the same thing, again the function we have taken, again the same purpose, then h2 and all those things are same as it is. Fine. This the body html, again the same thing is going to occur. Fine. Then comes your php cookies. Okay, we'll see regarding php cookies from tomorrow onwards, because I don't want to make very hard to things and all those things. For today, cookies and all those things we'll see from tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow today's task is that you have to create two forms. You have to create two forms. That is this form example and then this form example. Fine. Okay, the code is also available here. I will tell you that what things you have to change now. Like here, you have the words as name, email, gender, comment, and website. In place of that, I am going to assign different 5 values. Fine. The logic will be same as it is. Like for gender, if you are going to take, then you have to go for radio button. If something like any checkbox is required, for I'll go with for checkbox, like for hobbies. Fine. So these two examples you have to take. Seventh example, the page number 7 and page number 8, the same example you have to do. Right? The same example you have to do. But this 9 example, that is the required field example, I'm going to tell you few different things. That is the few different variables I'm going to tell you. And for that, you have to assign those things. Fine. If suppose in this manner only, if I want that email sorry website is something that even if it is not going to be present, it shouldn't show me error. So for that, what you have to do, simply you have to remove the dot dollar website error first of all. Then this you have to come here as a website. Simply you have to remove this dollar website if and else part as well, because the empty portion is not going to work on here. Okay, simple, you have to done with this particular part only. Fine. That's the working of how you have to apply the required fields and all. Two examples we have to solve today. One same example, that is of 7th and 8th page. 9th and 10th page I will assign different variables, but the same procedure you have to follow. Fine. Any queries in these two examples? Because if you are able to create this form, then it will be really helpful for the further upcoming projects and all, because cookies sessions and all those things are you can say it's a theoretical part, we can say. Now okay, fine. If you want to go with cookies, like if it depends upon you that whether I should go with PHP cookies and sessions today, or should I move on for tomorrow? Tell them tomorrow, sir. Okay. Okay, so any queries in today's session? I'll upload the PPT. Fine, I'll upload the PPT. You have to go through these points and you have to create the forms only. Any queries? Quickly, yes or no in the chat box. No queries, sir. Can you explain what is today's work once again? Okay, fine. I'll upload the PDF. Okay. Then on page number 7 and page number 8, there's a small example of form only. Again, you have to do that form example same as it is. Apart from that, on page number 9 and 10, we have another example of form with some required fields and all. So you have to do that example, but I am going to differ the variables. You have to go with the same procedure, but you have to use some different variables. Like suppose there is only an option regarding gender, fine. I am going to specify something checkbox. Then you have not going to use the radio button. Then you have to use the selection queries and all those things. Okay, form creation, you know, na, in similar fashion you have to do here. But I am going to assign different variables. Today's task will be simple that thing only. Okay. Any further queries? Okay, so yeah. So okay, if you have any queries, you can stay back. Otherwise, you can start leaving the meeting. ठीक मैम, फिर 4 बजे मिलता, 4 बजे आपको मनिवर सर का नंबर है आपके पास मैम?
हाँ हैगा।
हाँ तो बस तो वो लेक्चर मैं आऊँगा, सेशन में तो आऊँगा, बट मैं 10-15 मिनट में रिमूव हो जाऊँगा, तो फिर आपको वो मनिवर सर के साथ आप फिर देख लेना, ठीक है? अटेंडेंस का वो और सब, ठीक?
ठीक है ठीक है।
ओके, ओके, बाय।